Yeah, before I start my today's class, uh, there are one or two points are there that I would like to first make you very clear on it. Then we'll continue with our subject. Okay. And what exactly I want to convey a message is uh, actual batch of our session is at 9 o'clock. Okay, listen carefully, please. After that, still you have anything to clarify, you can ask your doubts. Actual batch is at 9 o'clock. Last week we started that batch, 9 o'clock batch. Last week we started. So we already have some few students in that batch. So management wants to add some more students into that batch. For that reason, they plan to have, I mean, to say like add-ons at 8 o'clock. So the session at 8 o'clock will be for few days. For few days. Whatever the topics I completed for them at 9 o'clock, the same things I'll complete you at 8 o'clock. And whenever you need to attend the session at 9 o'clock, a day before, I'll update you so that you can start attending session at 9 o'clock. Do both of you understood what I said now? Both of you.
Yes, sir.
Is this clear? Clear what I said?
Yes.
So 8 o'clock session will not be for long time. Only for few days it is. So you can assume like this. 8 o'clock session is like backup classes for the missed topics of 9 o'clock batch. Okay. Once you reach to the topic where they are at 9 o'clock batch, till that time, till that topic, we'll be going with the session at 8 o'clock. Once you reach to the topic, a day before I'll update you so that you don't need to attend session at 8. Directly you can attend the session at 9 o'clock. Okay, that is one point. second thing, in order to understand SQL Server administration, the prerequisite is to have knowledge of SQL Server. To have knowledge of SQL Server. Okay, because I won't discuss in our classes how to create table, how to create view, how to create synonym. Those things we don't talk here. Our part is of administration. Administration related lot of content we have to discuss. So we focus on that part, not on the concept of development. Okay, that is one point. So if you have knowledge of SQL Server development, not in depth also, overview also, if you have, it's enough. You can easily manage administration. Okay. Now, let's come up with first a small concept where I discuss about introduction to SQL Server. Introduction to SQL Server. Yeah. So some important points I'll touch, and then I'll go to one of the most important topics connecting with administration. Right. In this introduction of SQL Server, what you learn is SQL Server is RDBMS product. Okay. Of product of or product from Microsoft. Introduced in the year 1989 as SQL Server 1.0. Yes, this is one point. Okay. And now, what for SQL Server is used? Answer. SQL Server is used to manage what databases? Yes. Only manage databases? No. Even and supports for business intelligence. Two things. SQL Server is used to manage databases as well as it supports for what? BI, business intelligence, BI. And what BI features includes? What BI features includes? SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, SQL Server integration, SQL Server reporting, SQL Server analysis. 3. Okay. And one more thing important is RDBMS product I said, na? So remember, RDBMS always is a collection of 2 parts. Yes. One is called non-procedural. One part it is. And second is called procedural. Non-procedural is non-procedural is about SQL. SQL. Structured query language. And what is procedural part? Is called T-SQL. Transact SQL. SQL, transact SQL. 2 things. Under SQL, we learn what it is a product from IBM. This SQL language has been developed by IBM. Okay. And you can say what? Common database language, since it gets understood by every RDBMS. Every RDBMS. Yes. And what about T-SQL? Obviously, this is all about programming. Yes. And what this deals with? Remember, in T-SQL, in T-SQL, you have 2 types of coding process. One is called anonymous block, which is also called as unnamed blocks. And second, we have something called stored block, or you can call as named blocks. Unnamed block or named block. And in this anonymous block, usually under SQL Server, we cover 3 things in it: basic programming, exception handling, cursors. And under stored block programming, we discuss about stored procedures, stored functions, stored triggers. Yes. And you know, there is one special coding part also, special coding part which Microsoft has introduced, especially for .NET developers. And you call that as CLR integration. Yes. CLR integration. In CLR integration also, you call them. What do you call? CLR, stored procedures. CLR, stored functions. CLR, stored triggers. These are the types of CLR integration. And what they did, you know, this CLR integration, as it is introduced for .NET developers, not for us. People who have knowledge of .NET, only they can make use of CLR integration. Only those people can make use of what? CLR integration. Okay, another important thing. And the CLR integration, what Microsoft has done, by default, they have disabled it. Yes. What did they do? By default, they have disabled it. It means whoever wants to use it, they have to enable it. And once they are done with the requirement, they have to disable it. That is what the process is. CLR integration. Yes, this is a kind of overview to get a quick review. You can say a review on SQL server related content. Overview, you can say. SQL server related content it is. Okay, now something important now for a DBA to understand these two things. What SQL server provides two types of environments. I'm talking about DBA. DBA is provided by how many? Two types of environments. What are those two types of environments? One is called standalone environment. Okay. Second is called clustering environment. Two types are there. Standalone environment, clustering environment. Two types. Standalone environment is suitable for small companies. For whom it is suitable? Small companies it is suitable. Because it has basically only one production server. It has only one production server. Yes. It has only one production server. And all users are going to connect to that server only. All users will be connected to one server. Okay. And what happens in clustering environment? It is suitable for large companies. Server for clustering environment. More than one production server. Okay. And here what will happen? There I mentioned, no? All users will be connected to one server. Here what will happen? Group of servers will be made available with a common name and common IP address. Yes. With a common name and common IP address. That is how clustering environment works. That is a comparison. For that reason, I wrote back to back. Standalone environment and clustering environment. Standalone mein you have only one production. Only one production. And clustering environment mein you'll have more than one production server. More than one production server. Okay. And you know one thing, especially standalone environment, since you have only one production server, this is the representation. I would just explain you architecture of standalone environment. I just come up with one, refer to .png file. Yeah. Already in our regular batch, regular batch at 9 p.m. Regular batch at 9 p.m. I did this. I already explained. I've already drawn this picture. The same picture I'll show you and we'll try to understand what exactly it is all about. Okay. Chalo, right. Standalone environment. 9 o'clock batch. Na? File open. 9 p.m. SQL DBA. Here. Standalone environment. Yes. This is a small architecture which I tried to explain how standalone environment will be suitable or how it is going to work. That part I've tried to highlight here. And what did you learn here? You know, here I said that in this example, in this example, two things I highlighted actually. Two things. What is it? One part is front end and second part is back end. Then only you can understand how this standalone environment is going to work for us. Okay. Now listen. For standalone, for front end, what I said is, this is one application team who has developed this website. And that website, you assume it is a shopping portal. It is a shopping portal. Right? It is a shopping. So you can assume like it is Amazon.com or Flipkart.com or Shopsy.com, Snapdeal.com. It is one shopping portal. Who developed this application? Team has developed. This application team has developed what? Website. And these are all pages, web pages. Web pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. All are web pages. All are web pages. And where that website is running? On a server called IIS server. On a server called IIS server. Website is running on IIS server. Okay, and one more thing. This website in backend uses SQL server software. This application, this website, which is developed by this application team, we are assuming an example that is it's a shopping portal that is connected to which software, which database they are using. So that they are using what? SQL server they are using. And that SQL server has a connection with this database. And this database name I gave as sales database. Sales database. And what exactly is happening in sales database? What exactly is happening in sales database? So you can say, whatever the products this customer, end user, this customer, whatever the products he selects in this shopping portal and whatever the products he purchases, all the information about the products is stored in this database. Whatever the products he has purchased, how much amount he has to pay, where it should be delivered, his address, everything about that customer, it is stored in database. Okay? Imagine a situation. What? Say, for example, this end user is, I'm talking an example of Sai. Okay? Sai is end user. Sai, what is he doing? Sai has logged into this website to purchase some products. He went to different pages and Sai has ordered three products. He has purchased 3 products. Okay. What he has done? He has purchased three products, I'm saying. He has purchased 3 products. So whatever products Sai has purchased, whatever the quantity he has ordered, all that information is available in this database. We have one table here. One table is there. In that table, it is recorded. Sai details are recorded. Sai address is recorded. Product recorded. Quantity recorded. Amount recorded. And how much amount he has paid, that is recorded. Whether on what basis he has ordered for the product. Is it on cash on delivery, or he has made card payment, or he has made online, digital payment? All information is recorded there. All. Now, when Sai purchased 3 products, Sai was still going. He was trying still to purchase some more products. Now it's issue, you see, issue. Sai was about to order 4th product. Something happened here in backend. Something happened. This SQL server has been failed. It is failed. It is not working now. It is not working. It has got some issue and it is unable to work. The database is not working. Sai will not know about all this. 100%. Yes, we can store images. Yes. No. You can store images. For that reason, you are provided with a data type called image data type. Images either, that's what you call, that is what you call database. Sai Prakash, this is answer to your query. In database, when we store data, it is always 2 types of data we store. 2 types. What do you call that? One is called structured data and second is called unstructured data. Structured data, unstructured data. Structured data means direct data storage. Unstructured data means storing data through external files like images, MS Word document, Excel sheet, PowerPoint presentation, audio files, video files, GIF files, JPG files. All we can store in SQL Server. 100% supported, 100% possible. For that reason, we are provided by some special data types to deal with. Okay, Sai Prakash, are you clear with what I said now? This was an answer to your query.
Okay, sir.
Clear now? Okay. Now, so what I was saying, Sai Prakash has ordered 3 products. His information is recorded in sales database. Sai Prakash was still trying to order some more products, but what happened in the background is, backend is SQL server, the main server, this has been failed, I'm saying. SQL server has been what? Failed. It's not running now. It is not running. This has been failed. Something happened. It is not working. This situation may arise. This situation may come across. For that reason only, what we have done is the first server you made as primary server. And the next SQL server we made as secondary or standby server. How did you do this primary and standby server? With the support of these two, which you call as high availability features. High availability features. What are they? Mirroring, I took one example. Lock shipping, I took one example. Yes. Because that I have made mirroring and lock shipping available, for that reason, what will happen? Whenever primary server is failed, automatically standby server becomes a primary server. Automatic. That is the reason I mentioned here. If failed, can you see here? If failed. If who is failed? Principal server. What should happen? Automatically standby server should become Standby server should become what? Primary server. And you know one thing, primary we failed, standby is active, and one more interesting thing is the moment this is failed, assume, example you take like this, example, say this server was there, say for example, I'm a DBA, I was there at office till 6 o'clock, I was at office, everything was working perfect till 6 o'clock, I left the office at 6 o'clock. Now issue 6 o'clock I left the office. After my leaving, that primary server got failed. Immediately about that failure, information should be passed to every important person in the company. Information should be passed. Information should be provided. What you should pass? Yes, you should convey that message to DBA, that message to the client, that message to the application team. You have to inform them. That primary server got failed. Reasons why it is failed. So how do you do this? We are going to configure database mail, not email, DB mail. What do you configure? DB mail. How do you configure through DB mail? Yes, you configure through DB mail with a support of ticketing tool. This is one software. Ticketing tool. Many are there, many tickets. I gave some example for your understanding. These are your ticketing tools. HPSD is one ticketing tool. Kayako is one ticketing tool. BMC Remedy is one ticketing tool. Yes, you have to download them. You have to install them. Then DB mail, database mail, through ticketing tool, it will be transferred. To whom? It is transferred to DBA, it is transferred to client, it is transferred to application team. So that database administrator can take action. Even when it is failed, in that you are going to mention. What you are going to mention? You are going to mention about what? Yes, you are going to mention about problem. Is it normal problem, or it is critical problem, or it is like medium level problem, or it is like low level problem? You are going to mention all those things in the ticketing tool. Based on that, we are going to react. If it is critical, try to resolve that issue in an emergency. Like, you can consider it to be a critical issue, and at any cost it has to be resolved at an earliest. If it is small problem, okay, it can be delayed. Instead of instant reaction, it can be delayed for one day, 2 days, but you have to resolve it. Ticketing tool. And another interesting thing is standby server becomes primary server. And remember, whatever information that was stored in this database regarding the purchase of products by Sai, all that information was even duplicated here as well. Interesting point this is. Whatever was getting stored in primary server, parallelly that information was getting stored in standby server also. That is the reason whenever primary server is failed, automatically standby server becomes primary server. Sai will not be knowing also. That something happened in background, backend, that server got failed, and we automatically got shifted to second. These all things Sai will not be knowing also. These all things will happen in background. Sai's work should not be disturbed. Sai should not be in trouble. He is our customer. He is the one who is going to purchase the product. So we should not neglect him. We should not ignore him. His work should be always given priority. That is how you're going to deal with what stand-alone environment. Yeah. You have anything still to ask me? Go ahead. If not, I'll continue with the next part. Both of you, I'm saying. Sai and Srikanth, both. Any questions you have?
Okay.
No, sir.
Yes, Srikanth. Sai, any queries, Sai?
No, sir.
You're clear what exactly I tried to convey through for standalone environment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Srikanth, what about you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Srikanth, you're not audible.
Sir, yes, sir. Okay. Clear, sir.
Right. Okay, Srikanth, right. But how many servers you had here? How many production servers we have? Only one. One is working, one is standby. If that one production is failed, that standby becomes again primary, no? Because at a time only one is working. And what you should do? Immediately try to resolve this primary server. Immediately resolve. So that primary can be made again standby. That primary can again be made what? Standby. Clustering you'll have more than one production server in clustering. But in standalone, you have only one production server. That is the reason standalone environment is suitable for small companies. Standalone environment is suitable for small companies. Okay. Right. Keeping these things in view, we are going to discuss. Yeah, Srikanth, any queries, Srikanth?
One query, sir. Sir, how it will going to fail in which
Sorry, I didn't get you.
which
What?
sir, you have said that if anything, it will going to fail, right? Here, if the fail means
If failed.
yeah, the secondary server it will going to become as a primary server, right,
Primary
sir?
server. Yes, correct.
Yeah. So here, how it will going to fail that it in which circumstance it will going to fail?
The situation may be many. Like example, you may have an OS issue.
Okay.
It may be an OS issue, or it may be, heavy burden on SQL server software that because of that your instance got crashed. SQL server is not working, or because of some hardware, because of small problem in hardware, server is not running.
Okay.
Do you understand? These are the
Yeah. Yes, sir.
scenarios, situations that you may come across.
So in that scenario, we will going to use ticketing tool, right, sir?
Immediately, the moment that server is failed, ticketing tool becomes active, database mail is shooted, that the database mail will send through ticketing tool, deciding that what type of the issue that has been arised, and based on that, the mail will be sent to DBA, mail will be sent to client, mail will be sent to application team, so that they all become active. They can cooperate, they can discuss among themselves regarding the issue, then they can react to resolve that issue.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Srikanth, did you get me?
Yeah. No. Yes, sir.
Right.
So the ticketing tool is a Jira tool or a HPSD?
These are all ticketing tools, like you can see here. These are to be, you can say, like some ticketing tools are provided by Microsoft and some are third-party tools, but maximum we prefer to have third-party tools in it. And you can see here, just you can find a reference to those tools. Kayako ticketing tool. Kayako ticketing tool. Yes, kayako.com ticketing software. And if you're working with BMC Remedy ticketing tool, yes, this is also one ticketing tool.
Actually,
And then I was talking about HPSD.
yeah, but actually to send the mail to everybody, we are using this ticketing
Yes,
tool.
correct. Yes, yes. And that too, ticketing tool may you are going to mention. Priorities, everything we only will do that. That is what, no? Configuration things, all we do. We only will decide, oh, this is the issue, then it should react in this way. If this is the issue, this is to be considered as critical. If this is the issue, considered to be a low level priority. Or if this is the issue, consider it as medium level priority. Based on that, you decide. Based on that, DB mail will send you a mail so that you can understand what type of issue that has been created. Okay, Srikant?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Answer to your query, Sai. For suppose secondary server also failed, then what we have to do? Listen carefully. That is what I was saying. Since you have only one production server, I said you should not delay in correcting the problem of primary server. You have to react immediately. If you are not at office, at least guide the people who are working in the next shift after your leaving office. Guide them, explain them what they have to do so that that primary server can become active again. If you really feel that primary server got failed, after that, so after some time, if you could not resolve the issue immediately, say after some time even secondary server is failed, then obviously now we have a big issue that you have to bear a loss in the business. Loss in the business. Why? Because end user was working with the website, and whatever the products he was going through, whatever the products he has ordered, whatever the products next he is going to further order, those products will be missing from the business, from the database. That is the reason I said for small companies, standalone is suitable. Otherwise, they always prefer to go with what? They prefer to go with what? Clustering. Because you have more than one production server. And that too, till SQL Server. Till SQL Server 2008, Microsoft has provided a limit of 16 servers. 16 servers they call, or they used to call as nodes, NODES, nodes. And from SQL Server 2012, Microsoft has even removed that limit. Now Microsoft says from SQL Server 2012, there is no limit for even servers. You can have unlimited servers even from SQL Server 2012 onwards. So that is for big companies where they have huge amount of database. Many people are working on the database. Their database capacities are in terms of TBs, terabyte. Then in that situation, they can look into that. Small company, limited users are working, limited size of database, you have very less transactions, you have very less operations to do, then we don't need to go with that huge investment of creating clustering setup. You can manage with standalone. Hope answer to your query, Sai. You get me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, anything else you have you want to ask me, go ahead. Otherwise we'll talk about the next part of our course.
No, sir.
No,
Okay, chalo, right. Now I'll discuss second part. And here I will start now. Roles of database administrator. Roles of DBA. And in these roles of DBA, first point, installation and configuration of SQL server. This is, developer will not do this. Architect will not do this. This is completely in the hands of DBA. Installation as well as a configuration. And remember one more thing. When it comes to installation, remember, coming classes may, I mean, even in our regular batch also, I have not come up with installation part in it, but still I'm saying, whenever we learn installation of SQL Server, I'll explain you, right? Different ways of installing SQL Server, different ways. One way is called attended installation. Another is called unattended installation. And one more is called silent installation, types of installations. But we don't go with all types in the real time. Normal attended installation only we'll do in real time. But interview point of view, they may ask some questions on those points. For that reason, you should have knowledge. And then remember, under this process, compulsory, you are the one who makes a decision of S versions of SQL Server. You are going to help a company that this version will be suitable for this project. This version will be suitable for the project. You are going to advise, you are going to give your suggestion on it. So company will think, company will focus on that point, and then they'll take a decision. And you are the only one who decides editions of SQL Server. Which edition will be suitable for the project? Which edition will be suitable for the project? That is also who will decide? DBA will decide. And as far as SQL Server is concerned, we got many editions available. Enterprise edition we have, evaluation edition we have, standard edition we have, developer edition we have, work group edition we have, express edition we have, web edition we have. Coming classes mein we are going to study them. Then before you start installation, we go with pre-installation steps. Yeah, before you start installation, there are few things that you're supposed to do. That is called pre-installation steps. And once you do all that prerequisite for installation, then you start installation process. And after that, you go with post-installation steps. After installation, also some few things are involved in. Pre-installation and post-installation, both. Before installation, you have to do few things. After installation, also you are supposed to do few things. And after that, three things will come in it. Three things will come in it. What is it? Yeah, the three things include: one, server level configuration. Then DB level configuration. And third is connection level configuration. Yeah, these things I'll explain you practical as well. Practical. Server level configuration, database level configuration. These all things to be studied, to be discussed practically. Okay, three things are there. Then as a DBA, you are going to manage working with SQL Server databases. Yes. And here you come across to study about types of databases. Types of databases. Then you should know about storage architecture. Oh, that two things, please. Under storage architecture, two things. Logical level, physical level, two things. I'll cover both of them. Developer will not be knowing about this storage architecture. The developer knows storage architecture only at logical level. Physical level, he won't have even a single percent knowledge on it. DBA is the one who takes care of storage architecture at both levels, physical level and logical level, both. Third comes about transaction processing. And finally, we are going to have creating and maintaining user databases. Yes, that is how you're going to work with SQL Server databases. Then you deal with security in SQL Server. Security in SQL Server. And in this security, yeah, you are going to study about logins. We study about users. We study about roles. We study about permissions. We study about schemas. We study about encryption and decryption. Yeah, then we study about TDE, etc. These all things will be a part of what? Security.
TD means what?
Yes, please.
TD.
Transparent data encryption.
Okay.
TDE it is called. Transparent data encryption. And after this, as a DBA, we focus on disaster recovery planning. In that we focus about backup, recovery, and restore. And second thing, we have something to learn about migration of databases and server. These things will come under disaster recovery planning. And finally, we even focus on automation tasks. The name itself says these are such tasks that are done automatically. They are done automatically. What it includes? It includes jobs, alerts, operators, DB mail, DB mail, etc. These all things will come under what? Automation. Then we go with, then as a DBA, we focus on the next most important part of our course content, high availability. Yes. In high availability, we learn these all things. Replication, then mirroring, then log shipping, then clustering, then always on. Yes, these all are part of what? High availability. These all will come under high availability features. Always on. Replication में types are there. Replication. Mirroring में scenarios are there. Lock shipping में scenarios are there. Clustering, how it is created with what setup and all that we have to discuss. Always on is another powerful high availability feature introduced in SQL Server. And one more interesting thing, as a DBA, you will not be made to work on all the environments. No. That is one more area where people have a lot misconception. Like they feel that if you're a DBA, that you'll be allowed to work on all the. No, you will be made to work on one module for years together. Like example, I'm saying example, like when you join into a company, they see like how good you are in working with databases. Then they'll give you the complete responsibility of databases. Any issue of database, they'll contact you. And say, for example, another DBA, he is made to work on security. Database things he won't handle. Security issues only he'll handle. He's done with 1+ years, 2+ years of experience. He's only working on, what? Security. Slowly, as and when you progress, working on one module, years together, slowly, these all experiences will make you to become a senior DBA who can manage production server. Seventh role. This is one of the most important factor. This is monitoring SQL server. Yes. Monitoring what? SQL server. Most important. This is ever learning, you can call ever learning. You cannot say that, with 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, that you say that you are done, you know everything about. No, this is ever learning topic. It is ever learning monitoring, because this deals with troubleshooting errors. Second, identify performance issues. Third, applying tuning techniques, etc. Yes. These are the areas which are focused with something related to what? About roles and responsibilities of database administrator. Yes.
Sir, this is
Yes.
troubleshooting errors in the sense you will going to say that how if any errors get how will going to handle like that.
That will see. That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss them. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
I made that, especially that monitoring SQL Server part, I made it available, describing it into 7 to 8 topics in it. 7 to 8 topics. And based on my experience with respect to the issues that which I have resolved, keeping those scenarios also, some issues, some errors we are going to discuss in our class as well.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Chalo.
sir.
Right. Sai, is this clear for you, everything?
Okay, sir.
Right. And before I conclude my session, this is one more point. Tomorrow will also be a demo class for you. Tomorrow will also be a demo class. For you, it is demo class. That would be my second session. That would be my second session. Okay. So tomorrow I'll be continuing from the next topic. Right. So directly I'll start with the third topic that is to be discussed about life cycle of database implementation. That part we'll discuss. After that, slowly we'll enter into the other concepts of SQL. Okay. All right. Bye, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay.